Okay, this is like my fourth time trying to record this message, so I gotta hurry up and get it out. The devil really does not want me to release this message. I'm telling you. So, yeah, as y'all know, I'm Crystal Ann Mitchell. And I hope everyone's 2023 is going very well for you all. But today's topic, I felt the need that I need to share with you all that. Life ain't nothing but a test. And I have my reason of, you know, how I know so. But everything that happens to you in life, I always say, tend to be all the ingredients of what you needed for you to become who you are to become. So if you look back on your life, especially those that have really been like, had a very rough childhood, you know what I'm saying? The devil has attacked you since childhood. That's because he sees something in you. So he sees something in you and he wants to stop it. So that's by breaking your confidence, your self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? So as you getting older, your spirit is breaking and you are not going to fulfill God's purpose in life. You'll give up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, once again, all the things in life that tend to happen to you tend to be all the ingredients of what you needed for you to become. So of course the God lets the things happen to you, you know, and of course we don't like the things that happen, you know what I'm saying? That's why the book of Job is a very good story, because it shows you that he went through all these things, and because he kept his faith in God, God blessed him beyond measures, you know. But the devil can only, he has to ask for permission. First of all, he has to ask for permission, and not only that, you know, God ain't gonna let him do something that he knows that you cannot handle. You know what I'm saying? So he'll give him restrictions of what he is allowed to do to you. And as I read that story years and years ago, seen it first, and then as I read it, I do kind of be like, why? You know what I'm saying? But we ain't supposed to ask God why. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, sometimes I can't help it. So yeah. And I want to start off with saying, as you all know, I have dreams. So they started at about 10 years ago. So for those, I want you to read Acts 2:17 or Google it, whatever you prefer. So Acts 2:17. That's your confirmation of people do have dreams, and if they start coming, you know what I'm saying? So when I was younger, my daughter was younger, I had a dream of the devil. And this was before dream I even started having dreams. So people would ask like, uh, did I have dreams all the time, or I thought that maybe I had dreams and then I just never knew. And you know, I had a dream that and I had this boyfriend at the time, and we would sleep. I lived in the projects, and we were sleeping, and then I had a dream that I was downstairs. We was downstairs, and some of my family and friends, and it was the devil, and he was like sitting on the next couch between like them, and he was a white man. He didn't have like horns and stuff. And when I say white man, I'm not saying that, you know, the devil is a white man, but that's how he was in my dream. And he had on a suit, you know, and I'm looking and I'm like, and automatically I knew that instantly that he was the devil. And so I was like, y'all, the devil's right there. And then they looking around and they not seeing him. And they was like, what are you talking about? And instantly I knew, oh, I'm the only one that can see him. You know what I'm saying? So I stood up. And as I stood up, he stood up. And I'm just like, and then I went to walk. So I lived in the projects out East End. So anybody to see this is from projects out East End, y'all know how the front room to the living room, to the kitchen was the back door. So I stood up, walked to the back door, and he's following behind me, and I open the door, and as I'm about to exit out, he grabs my arm and he's pulling me, and I'm trying to yank him off of me. And as I'm yanking him, I'm waking up in my sleep, like shaking, like my arm. And then I woke up because I was like, oh my God, like, and I wake my boyfriend up at the time, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like the devil tried to get me. Like, it was scary. It was scary. So then years later, boom, I start having dreams. as I started having dreams, I had a dream of demons. And so I was at my friend's house at this time in the dream, and I was going up her stairs, and then all of a sudden it was like some demons running down towards me, and then I'm pulling out, I mean, all types of guns, and I'm shooting and I'm screaming Jesus' name in the dream. When I woke up, my body was sore, as if I was really having a like I really had gotten an altercation with somebody. And so when I woke up, I seen that I had a missed call from her. And I was so scared. I didn't call her till like 3 days later. So I wound up telling her about it. And she was like, I thought she was going to kind of be upset with me. You know what I'm saying? To be like, oh, don't be thinking that I got demons over here. But she was telling me that in her room upstairs, it was always cold. And they could not understand. Like it would not heat up. Okay. And then the third dream I want to tell you about the dream with God. But before I start with the dream with God, I want to tell you that for those that want to try to get a little insight of how people that dreams have spiritual gifts is. Okay, so I got to use this example, and Lord forbid, I'm not wishing this on nobody. I just got to have an example. So say, for instance, it's you and somebody, and you get in a car wreck, or it's you and somebody, and someone gets shot and they died. You know what I'm saying? And how would you feel? I'm pretty sure you would be traumatized. You know what I'm saying? You will always think about that. You know what I'm saying? You will feel bad. I mean, you will experience a lot of things, and you probably wouldn't even be able to. Some people probably wouldn't even shake back from what they've experienced. You know what I'm saying? To see somebody that you know and love, you know what I'm saying, getting killed or dying in a tragic accident. You know what I'm saying? And so kind of that's like how the spiritual realm is. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's why they say that we do tend to need spiritual teachers to help us. You know what I'm saying? To help guide us and help us to grow into the gift, because it can be overwhelming. And so all it is that when when something happens to you in the physical, you know what I'm saying, we see it in the spiritual. We see it in the spirit realm. So when we seeing things in the spirit realm, all that's indicating that, okay, something is trying to manifest itself into the spirit, into the physical. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. We just see things before they happen. And so um when my first experience of this, I had two occurring dreams. That's the only dream that I had where I dreamed, and then the next night it started back. You know what I'm saying? Back to back. It started off from where it left off at. And the first night I was with this guy with my son's father. We would sleep, and this was before I had children. And so we were sleeping, and I woke up because it was like somebody was trying to kill me. And I woke up and I told him, and he was like, "Oh, Crystal, it ain't nothing but a dream, you know." Then the next night, it happened again. So I woke up, and he was like mad. He was like, "It is nothing but a dream, you know." And I told two other people because I wasn't expecting it to come true, but I'm just like, "Dang, somebody really try to get me," you know what I'm saying? So it went into a couple days later is when the dream came to life. And so to this day, he can tell you, anybody can tell you. When I tell him I had a dream, he be bright eyed, bushy tail. And he, because he knows, you know what I'm saying. And the fact that I was laughing at, because I'm just like, who is trying to kill me in my dream, you know, not knowing that I was just there in the physical, in the spirit realm, and it manifested days after. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when I dream, it could take years, it could take months, weeks, You know what I'm saying? Days, it's just like I don't know when it's gonna happen. So that's why I'm just like kind of scared because I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And so, I told you how I had dreamed my brother's death years before it happened. And I mean, it's other things, people that I don't even know. And so sometimes when things happen to like people that I do know, I kind of be upset with God because I'm like, okay, why you didn't let me dream it? And I guess because he probably figured that I would try to stop it too. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I had to learn too how to rebuke things too. Uh, when I dream of things, you know what I'm saying? So that's something that I've learned through listening to people that's trying to help us spiritual people to understand. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that spirit realm, when something happens to you in the physical, just know that with us, we see things in the spirit realm and we knowing it's trying to manifest its way into the physical. So the dream about God. So after my brother's death, I've always wanted to become an author ever since I was a child. It's like I absolutely knew that I wanted to become this author. I used to fantasize about it. I used to practice my signature. I told myself, I'm going to be this famous person and stuff like that. Do I want to be famous now? Hell no. I would just rather be successful, be in the background, be out of people's way. You hear me? So I used to practice my signature and I used to tell myself, someday somebody's going to want this. And I mean, as life comes, that devil, like I say, he comes to attack you, attack you, attack you, attack you, attack you. And then eventually you just living life and so it wasn't until after my brother's death is when I had this spiritual encounter with God. And I just thought that was the most beautifulest thing. Okay, I felt my purpose. I know what I'm here for. I'm about to do this. I'm about to walk by faith and not by sight. Only to realize that by me doing this, that sent the devil after me even harder, even harder. So yes, when you doing God's work, I have to understand that. I thought it was gonna be peaches and cream, and up under one of my videos, I was like, I'm thinking God gonna have everybody gonna stare by waiting on me to find me. Like, it's like I have to learn and unlearn things and stuff like that, which we still working on. So, uh, I became this sent it off to my publishers. We going back and forth, back and forth. So my dream with God, after I had the spiritual encounter and became an author and stuff like that, started writing. It was of October 2019, and I was asleep, and it's like it was a face, a huge face, transparent. You could see through, but it was a spirit, and it was just huge. And I had to slightly look up like this at it, and it wasn't that far from me, but it was. And I'm looking, and it's like blue all the way around. It was like this beautiful blue, and it wasn't like nothing else. It was just blue all the way, like. And I'm standing there looking up a little bit, and she says, "I'm God." And I said, "Well, I thought God was a man." And she says, "Well, I'll be whatever you want me to be." And I was like, "Well, I want to talk to the man God." And when I did that, she's right here. And then it went shoo on this side. And then it's him. And her face is gone. And he's over here. And he instantly started talking. And everything that he had said, I automatically, it's like I didn't have to ask him like what did he mean. It's like I understood everything that he was saying, and it was just short and sweet. And so it was the most beautifulest, calm, serious, thunderous, lion like Mufasa's voice a little bit, kind of, where he's telling Simba, "Remember who you are." It was kind of like Oh, it was so beautiful. It was, and it wasn't scary though, but it kind of was like serious. And he just started talking. After I was like, I want to talk to the bad guy, and it went, shoo, and then he's over here, and he says, "I know what you went through and what you're going through, and you could have easily let all those things that happened to you keep you down, but you didn't. I appreciate you doing what I asked you to do, and you will be rewarded." And it's like I woke straight up after he said that, and I was like, what the I couldn't even cuss, is what I'm telling you. I couldn't even cuss. And then I just started laughing. Because I'm like, how am I going to tell God which God I want to talk to? And then I would just be like, well, why did God come as a woman? And then I'm like, well, is it two of them? Are they bird? I mean, I'm lost. I don't know if it's because God knew I was going to tell this story, and He want me to let you all know that He'll be whatever you want Him to be. I can't. As I try to wrap my head around that, so I'm gonna break it down. I know what you went through and what you're going through. Meaning, He's seen everything that I have went through since I was a child. He allowed it. I know what you went through and what you're going through, and He's still seeing it. And He's saying you could have easily let all those things that happened to you keep you down, but you didn't. When all these things happened to me, I could have given up, but I had to keep bouncing back. I had to keep bouncing back. And if you're going to be down, okay, you can be okay. You can be depressed, do whatever, but you got to snap out of it. I appreciate you doing what I asked you to do, because I had my spiritual encounter with Him. When I asked Him, if you want me to write, give me a sign and I'm gonna write. And the sign, He was giving me the sign, and I'm thinking to myself that I'm going crazy. And I had to ask Him again, I think I'm tripping. If you do that one more time, I promise you I'm gonna write. And that's when he showed out, and I started writing, and I started laughing then, because I said, God, these people are about to think I'm crazy. And so after, he's talking about I'm going to be rewarded, this was October, like I said, October 2019. So then when the pandemic happened, boom, I was like, hey, I thought it was over for us. I ain't even gonna lie. And I was like, hold on, God, I know I ain't gonna my reward ain't gonna be entering into the pearly gates. Like, I'm trying to enjoy my fruits of labor on earth, you know what I'm saying? Then I started thinking like, hold on, I still got a second book. My book is to be continued. So I know I'm cool. But yeah, for a slight minute, y'all, I thought we was doomed. You hear me? I just had a dream of film and stuff like that. Then this is happening. So I think a part of me too, that's why I was scared for when I was going back and forth with my publishers trying to procrastinate. So in one of my videos, you can see that I was like, I'm thinking guys going, have everybody on standby talking about there she is. Like, I wasn't saying that to be funny. I'm like literally thinking like, God, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you got to promote yourself. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I'm just like kind of getting upset, because I'm like, I ain't trying to be talking to these people like that. I'm not trying to, you just wanted me to write. And now it's like my character got to now match up. So that's where we still at. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now. And, sometimes I'll be upset and I get sad and I'll be thinking like, I'm ready for my reward. You know what I'm saying? And in that case, why did you come that early and say I'm gonna be rewarded? And here it is. You know what I'm saying? I done did all that I could do. I mean, I don't understand what else you want from me. But now I understand why it is that He had to come when he came. Because as I look back, it's like he had to confirm, like, you about to see a whole different type of wickedness. You about to experience something that you don't even know that you about to experience. You about to come across some people that ain't gonna mean you no good, and I'm gonna allow it. And you gonna see the weapons forming up against you, and you gonna see, and I'm gonna send you stuff, dreams, and you're going to ignore it, and they going to be so wicked. You never knew that you could witness this type of wicked. And because what you're about to experience, what you don't know that you're about to experience, will break your faith. You ain't going to believe that what I've told you, that sign that I showed you, that I wanted you to do this. So it's like he's like, I needed to come to you at that time to tell you that when you see these weapons formed up against you, when you see people plotting against you, when you see that you're being mistreated, I need you to understand that I told you. I know what you went through and what you're going through, and you could have easily let all those things happen to you, keep you down, but you didn't. I appreciate you doing what I asked you to do, and you will be rewarded. Meaning that whatever weapons that formed against you and is forming against you shall not prosper. Whatever traps that they are setting upon you, they will fall in themselves. They are not going to win, because I told you that you will be rewarded. And so it'll be times where I get down and out, and then, to be like, I would have never thought that answering God's calling, that it was going to be this hard. I didn't think that I would really be attacked the way that I have been attacked. I did not think that there would be people that would be happy for me one minute but become my enemies the next. I did not think that there would be people that would be for the Bible, know the Bible scriptures, and still come against me. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel sorry for them too. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go around, because you already doing something that God is telling you to do. For anybody, if you're doing something that God tell you to do, anybody that come against you, that is law, become an enemy to God. So then when I see these people, these enemies and stuff like that, I'm just like, they just don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And who God is. Because I mean, if he told me what to do, you know what I'm saying? You cannot win. You may look like you winning. You may look like you winning, but hey, they always say your enemies will tell you. They will let you know who you are before you really know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, it's crazy. But yeah, I felt the need of having to explain that whatever in life happens, it truly tends to be, you know what I'm saying, all the ingredients. And just like how the devil is strategic, he been wearing me out on some rounds, but he's not going to win. He cannot win. It is already written before I was even formed in my mother's womb. You know what I'm saying? All who we are, any of us that got our purpose, it's already written. But his job is to stop us, to delay us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you this. Some people's rank differently in that spirit realm. And when you rank differently, you know what I'm saying? There's some people that ain't got to do nothing but cry to God, and he will come for you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you this. I've had someone help me through my journey. And the person then just like did a whole 360, which God had already gave me the dreams. You know what I'm saying? I just, sometimes want to not take heed to him, because I'm just like, when he try to warn me from, be aware for different people. And this person to this day had told me that they are battling like a health problem, and I'm at the part I told you I'm still trying to, I'm to the part where I'm trying not to, because he say when he starts setting vengeance upon your enemies to, still be humble. And I prayed for this person, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't like I'm feeling sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't go around doing things, getting in God's way, because he gonna tear you up. He's gonna tear you up. So, I said that in that Judas thing, they probably getting a whipping already while they doing the scheming and the plotting and stuff like that. And, you got to be careful. And for people that's out there doing things, when people come and try to get you to go against somebody and stuff like that, stay out of the way, because you might get swift in that in God's wrath too. So that's why you just gotta be careful, because you don't know who God is using. And it ain't like he gotta use the holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where the people's getting it confused. Thinking a person gotta be all holier than thou, and people that's going on a spiritual journey, like they wake up and they just like this perfect person. No, that's what the process is for, helping to build the character. And I'm at a test where I guess I keep failing, because I keep meeting the same person no matter where I'm going. And I guess they say that's whatever you keep experiencing over and over the same person, that means that's the demon, that spirit that's assigned to you. So, and like I say, like with them video games, with the what is that, Mortal Kombat, the Super Mario Brothers, Mario, Sonic, Street Fighter, each level it get harder and harder and harder and harder. And that's how the enemy comes. That's how he's coming, So yeah, we got past these tests. I need to be practicing what I preach, but Lord, I'm telling you. But yeah, I felt the need to tell you all that. That you gotta snap back and, walk into your purpose. And remember that, your pain and your suffering is always for someone else. And I'm going to start being back on her. I need to start. And one thing that I feel like I am like really being bad about is not being consistent, which I've noticed. I ain't going to lie. My last sale that I had got my royalties from off my book, the beginning of her story, had went up. It went up more with me talking to you all on her than it has been me being on other people's platforms. So, I guess I appreciate you all. You know what I'm saying? Let me say that first of all. So, yeah, it seemed like me being on here. And for those that ain't on social media, that's my problem. I'll be gone and then I'll come back. I don't even really be on like Instagram for real like that. I do. I need to. That's my problem. I have to, like they say, consistency, being consistent. You know what I'm saying? But I think where God told me to write, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to do this. Like, you need to be doing this. But that's what I say. That's where the problem is right there. You know what I'm saying? And there's like some people on LinkedIn that's like, that works in the Tyler Perry studio, right? And I was telling somebody, they was like, message them. And I'm like, nah, I'm not desperate. They was like, yes, you are. And I was like, I'm not begging nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I need to get out of that mainframe, but I be having some people that I just be scared, I guess. I guess because I don't know. I don't know. But like when I read it to the people, the film people, they'll tell in LA, you know what I'm saying? And how I was scared. And I'm gonna tell y'all, the guy that had on that Chris Black changed my life. When we Googled him, me and my cousin, we Googled him, and I'm not lying. She was like, "Why does that look like him?" And so we're thinking that that was actually him with his own shirt on because we was looking, and as much as I had said, I was too scared to even give him that book, which I wound up giving it to the one woman. So, I mean, oh no, so that's what I do need to work on. While I'm trying to motivate you all, I really do have to start really like being, I guess, consistent with my work. You know what I'm saying? That's my problem. I'm just waiting on people to just find me, and I guess I really gotta go out there and find people. But I'm about to go. I've been on here long enough, and I missed you all. I'm dead serious, man. I'm dead serious. But I just want to get that out the way, letting you know, life ain't nothing but a test. You gotta pass it. You gotta pass it, and everything that's meant to destroy you, that ain't gonna do. What don't kill you makes you stronger. And if nothing else motivates you, think about this. We all know somebody that had died, or we seen somebody on social media that's family had died and is not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? In the hospital, sick. And look at you, still healthy. You got to wake up. That means God ain't done with you. See you all. Y'all have a nice day, night, evening, wherever you watching from. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.